Hello meat people, and welcome back to another Hearts of Iron 4 video, where today we're doing a bit more history roulette where we have fun with the custom game rules in Hearts of Iron 4. And today we are looking at the non-historical mode made actually playable mod, which adds even more custom game rules for you to mess around with in this game. Now, I've been taking viewer suggestions for this series, and one of the ones people keep coming up with is a sort of East versus West scenario, essentially a Cold War, and this mod will actually allow us to set that up pretty damn well. So the mod in particular gives us way more choices and makes it way more specific to what the AI will want to do and what we tell them to do. If you want to see the Franco-British Union form, you can do that. You want to go ahead and actually set it to see who Ethiopia will actually flee to? You can do that. Japan it is. It is absolutely astonishing just how much you can change. I have gone ahead and set all the paths, and essentially I threw in a few wildcards in there for nations that, historically didn't take a side in the Cold War, just to see what could happen. Maybe the non-aligned movement isn't so non-aligned, but I won't spoil any of that. But for the most part, it will be an East versus West situation. All of these should be going towards the Comintern. And there is one thing we can change, because it also has specific little rules that you can also put down for certain nations to be formed at the start. And one of the things you can do is actually split Germany already East versus West. So that is the only thing we're going to mess with. Again, this mod is pretty in-depth on just how much you can change. I'm hoping this one turns out pretty interesting though, and I'm not entirely sure who to actually play. I think the Soviets are probably going to be the most powerful at the start, considering they got a lot of people that are going to join them as soon as they can. On top of that, I have kind of set up a little ticking time bomb over in China as well. We'll see about that. So I need to pick where I'm going to go. And you know what? I think I'm kind of tempted to hop on France. Yep, you know what? Pierre Laval, we're going in. Okay, so starting off, we have East Germany, obviously, and then the German Reich, which was actually said to be West Germany when we actually got into the game for the first place, but the German Reich was still in like two little provinces, so I thought it'd be more interesting if we actually put the Germans back on the map, because obviously East Germany, West Germany don't have a focus tree, and I think, it'd be pretty interesting to see if the Germans could actually pull it back somehow and maybe become something. I'm kind of doubtful they will, but you never know. Now, obviously, nobody has really picked their factions yet. They're going to go through their focus trees, and we do need to make sure nothing really pops off until then, but France, obviously, is going to be in a pretty good position. Oh, well, free Germany time. Alright, so we've already had Germany launch itself into a civil war. I didn't actually set them a specific path for obvious reasons. We don't exactly know what Germany's going to get up to. So it could be pretty interesting if they do end up going democratic here. I mean, or they could completely lose a civil war. That could be pretty interesting too, I guess. Oh, well, it looked good for a split second there for the Germans. A split second. Oh, it'd actually be really funny if this goes completely haywire now and they go down this left side. That would be something. If we get a super communist block all right here, oh, that's not going to be good for us. Okay, so you know what I said about a few wildcards around the map? Well, Norway has seemingly decided to be that wildcard. Now, I would kind of switch this up and actually do a bit of a, France in the Cold War and turn my nose up at NATO a little bit, because who wants to hang out with the Americans, am I right? But unfortunately, today for Mr. Pierre Laval, that's not going to be too possible, because my only other option for friends are people that quite literally don't want to hang out with me. Oh, I can't tell if I've got ocular migraine or if all of the East just launched into their civil war at the exact same time. I mean, we could go ahead and do the Stressor Front, but realistically, who wants to give up land to the Italians? Not me. So the only other choice we have is being friends with the British. Oh, speaking of actually giving land to the Italians, they want to take Djibouti off me, and honestly, Italy, if you want to tap my Djibouti, sure, I will take the off-map civilian factory over Djibouti, which has no factory in it. Tunisia, on the other hand, though, I'm gonna go ahead and say no to. Oh god, they also want to claim that stuff in the Balkans. I don't think that's gonna go too well for you in the long term, considering all these guys, they're all gonna be in the same faction, all guaranteeing each other. Yeah, the old communist revolution over here in Poland has slowed down quite a little bit, and as I said at the beginning of this video, there are a few ticking time bombs I've placed around the map for non-aligned nations, and let's just say one of those ticking time bombs may have gone off in my face. So yeah, India is going to go ahead and flip the communist as well. On top of that, I did set Mao to be super expansionistic, which he is doing. But on the other hand, I did have Japan actually go with the shogunate. So they're going to fight the Soviets. Good luck. All right, guys. Well done, Paradox. Absolutely astounding quality. How long has DLC been out? Yeah, I love the fact if you actually say no to ratifying the Shrestha front here, minus 30% war support. Okay, not saying no to that one. Okay, so we now do get Italy in our faction, which I would say is pretty good, but we have already lost a lot of people, realistically, who could be in our faction, so it's a small little bonus. Oh yeah, also, honestly, I have no idea what the German military junta is actually doing. Are they maybe locked out of their tree because they don't own Berlin or something? Maybe I should tag over and just have a quick look. Okay, I had a quick look. It looks like they can actually do both their focuses here. They are on this one right now. They're just not doing it, which makes me think they probably want to do Revive the Kaiserreich, but because they don't have enough support, they haven't been able to do it. So I've just hit a few of the anti-democratic and communist raids, and maybe that'll fix them. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about the Benelux too. We should probably keep an eye on the Benelux. I'll just put that out there. Oh, okay, there you go. Polish War has finally come to an end. The communists have won. I think that is everyone over here now completely flipped bar Romania. But from the looks of things, they'll be there shortly. Oh, and there you go. Bulgaria, the first official free country now to willingly join the Comintern. I can't really say these guys up here are free because every single one of them is now a Soviet puppet. Oh, and Latvia's actually done the Belarus SSR. I did set each of them to do that, so I'm assuming that they just got there first. It would be really funny if these guys could still do it and this land just starts flipping around. Oh, okay, well, speak. You shall get what you ask for. All right, these guys are still a Soviet puppet under some sort of Lukashenko precursor over there. Oh my god, the border. The border looks horrendous, but the Soviets, they just took East Poland as well. Oh, this is horrendous. Oh, okay, yeah, they also got Poland as a puppet. So already, Comintern looking pretty good. Okay, man, it's actually kind of crazy. We're in 1939 right now. World tension is at 1%. The Cold War is most definitely currently quite cold. Yeah, I think in a second I may actually have to go get a jacket. Soviets going into Finland. Not too sure if they're going to go for the full Monty here or maybe just go for the historical surrender, but we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, was not expecting that one. Sweden declared on Denmark. They have created a faction with Finland. Denmark's in the Allies, so okay. Oh, that's going to be the first big one right there. The Japanese are going in on the Soviets. I don't think they're actually going to end up fighting China either, because I think it would have happened by now with the infiltrations and stuff, but it looks like it ain't going to happen. Yeah, but this ain't going to go well at all in the slightest. They've also, did they lose Manchukuo? They didn't. They're still a puppet, but I don't think it's going to go well. Okay, we'll go help out with Sweden as well. Get ourselves a little bit of combat experience. Oh, yeah, also get myself a handy little Lend-Lease from not Lukashenko. Okay, Norway actually joined in right at the end there into the Swedish faction, but I think we're going to have to be very specific in what we take here because I don't like the sound of the Soviets getting even more powerful. Okay, so it wasn't too bad. We did get Sweden there, but we didn't get Norway or Finland, which is fine as long as they didn't get it all. But I am noticing the Comintern is growing at quite the rate, even whilst being actually pushed by the Japanese, which is kind of surprising. I thought, well, maybe it's just because they had all their units over in the west, but they have managed to make a bit of a push over there, so potentially I think this is going to go on for quite a while. Oh, Greece also just declared on the Bulgaria. You didn't just declare war on the Bulgarians, did you? I mean, they haven't called anyone in yet. But I'm assuming they will call someone. Yep, there you go. Okay, so there goes Greece as well. You know, now that I'm looking around, the German rump state still hasn't done anything. Oh, British declared on Iraq, and as you can see, I got a lot of support from non-specific parties around the world. But I am going to join because people do send me lend-lease every time I do join one of these stupid wars, which is great because I'm still working up a lot of the armed forces. Yeah, I didn't give a damn about taking anything from them. Very interesting to see what the AI has done there. Why not, I guess? And we've had the fall of Greece. Bulgaria took a whole bunch of land and then they just got puppeted by the Soviets. So the Eastern Bloc is just getting larger. I made the executive decision, and this will be the last time I open the console today, and I annex the Baltics back into the Soviets because it was hurting my eyeballs so much looking at it. I did get my spies over into the Germans and build some radar, so we've got some intel on them, so we can actually see what they're doing in their focus tree right now, and as you can probably tell, they're doing everything bar actually going down their path over here. I mean, I really don't think it matters anyway. There's probably not too much they could get done regardless, but we'll just keep an eye and see if they ever wake up. I'm pretty sure like von Mackensen. Okay. Look away for a second, von Mackensen ain't there no more. Alright, yeah, but they still haven't actually completely revived the Kaiserreich, so, you know, that's still the military they're just under Wilhelm now. I mean, hey, you gotta hand it to the Japanese, though. They are still giving it a good old try over there, but I do have an attaché over in the Soviets, and as you can probably see, it ain't looking too nice. Oh, there we go. I just saw something form. The European Alliance. Germany has woke up, and the first thing they're doing is fighting the entire world, because why not? Oh, okay, yeah, it's happening. The Soviets, in pure confusion as to who have declared war on them, have accidentally slapped Alf Landon in the face. Alf Landon's gone, it's Roosevelt again. Yeah, someone just ran up to Stalin, kicked him in the back, ran away, and he just punched the first person he saw, which just so happened to be a man in a wheelchair. Oh man, it's gonna be so funny if these guys join the European Alliance now. That is gonna be something. Oh, you know, I got my spies in Germany. What if we did something astoundingly horrendous? I think democracy should come back over to Germany. Oh, okay, yeah, you see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. You can't trust the Germans. They've woken up, and, you know, everyone's getting confused by who they're slapping today, and apparently the Germans are gonna slap me. Now, I highly doubt they're aware that it technically would be a preemptive slap, but it is, because I do have my own act of aggression planned here. Oh man, I think because they've got Austria in their faction there, and Austria probably doesn't have any convoys, but they want to go send some troops to the front over there. They're just stuck in this port up here. Look at how many guys they're trying to send out. Oh, and they did it. They couldn't help themselves. They really could not help themselves. Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter too much. I'm not going to do any pushing now, because I am going to wait for my civil war to pop so we can actually get ourselves you know, a little bit of help from the German people. So in this world of East versus West, it's now turned into Middle versus West, while East fights East and a little bit of the West. Okay, the German petition of freedom has been posted. They've risen up and declared they have no idea what a military junta is, and that honestly, they preferred the last guy with the big hat, funny mustache, and skull on his hat. Okay, whilst the German line is completely confused, we've launched our assault in Operation Baguette Freedom. Oh, Japan must not have actually... Brazil? Okay. I don't think Japan actually joined in the fight against us, so we actually got a peace conference with Brazil in it, by the way. Now, obviously, we're going to move up the border just a little bit here. Okay, pretty damn nice. German Republic thoroughly in control, not the actual German tag, though, so, you know, that's a pipe dream that's never coming back. The Republic of Austria has also been formed, so we're going to have democracy over there, and then I may have set up a new colony in Brazil. Oh, I think China might have smelled a bit of weakness for Japan there. They're going in on them finally, and I think this might be it for Japan, I'll be real with you. US still just kind of soloing the Soviets there, not really getting up to too much. And in fact, I'm pretty sure these guys should have joined their faction by now, but they still haven't. Maybe they're still working around their focus trait, but yeah, hurry up, boys. Oh, well, that's only fitting, isn't it? The Soviets declared on Afghanistan. Afghanistan joined the Allies. Okay, now it's officially popped off. Okay, well, the sides have all been picked. The Comintern, absolutely huge. They've already swept over Turkey as well. Wait, I think that did actually say, yeah, okay, so the US are in the Allies as well. The only, independent faction that's really not up to much right now, the Benelux, just chilling. Oh, but, they're taking a stand on something, and that is the independence of Iraq, which, ain't too much left to guarantee. But there is one heck of a storm at this border right now. There is a ton of troops. Okay, plan of action. There's a lot of stuff here. A bit too much stuff, but I have started pumping out a few tanks, which I reckon are going to give the Soviets a bit of a surprise. Okay, with the power of my tanks, I'm just going to try and get as many encirclements as I can on this front line, because there's just so much stuff here and so little supply. I think it's going to be pretty easy. Okay, we could do something sensible, like more encirclements on the eastern front over here, or we could do something unhinged, unheard of, unthinkable. I'm gonna naval invade Gdansk. Oh, here most certainly goes nothing. I'm kind of hoping that this isn't too heavily defended. From what I can see occasionally on the coast, there's only a few little crappy units. We might be able to get in quickly enough and do a real bit of damage. Or it could all spectacularly fail. Oh yeah, they got nothing here. We're going in. Okay, we just got every single landing. I didn't think we were actually going to get all of them, but yeah, the Polish had nothing. Okay, yeah, the AI has not responded at all. They're still got all their damn units on the west. I think they've pulled a few back. You can kind of already see a whole bunch moving, and I think it's too late. We're about to do something disgusting here. Okay, now I'm not going to use the word sacrifice either, but I'm going to use my tanks and push as south as we can to this coast. Oh, okay, well, Romania saw the writing on the wall, and they've done the coup and flipped democratic. Which now means I think every single unit that is currently connected by this one port ain't getting out alive. Oh yeah, they have fled to the port. They are trying to get out, but they're going nowhere. And there you go. Port taken. Now we're just going to go ahead, capitulate all of this, destroy all these units, and I guess march east. Oh, there is, I'm going to assume, the majority of the Comintern forces. It's kind of funny what one little naval invasion could do to a front line. Look at all they've got now on the east. It's so over, bro. I reckon the Soviets are going to capitulate pretty damn quickly here, because the Japanese are obviously still occupying a lot of the east, and all we need to capitulate: the Soviets, Finland, Northern Revolutionary Front, which I believe is Norway, and then India. India looks like it's on its way. Finland will get to, and Norway I could just call Sweden right now, actually. I love the fact they capitulated to the damn Japanese as well. I mean, deservedly. I thought, they might get pushed back eventually, but they did hold out. And there you go. Cold War? Not quite. Bit of a hot one, really, but it's over. Well, and with that, we are done. The world doesn't look too cucked either, as you lot say. That was kind of funny, as I did re-release the Germans over here. I think this is the actual tag as well. Look at it, they will never pick a side. It is really good as well to see that the Italians just randomly decided to help themselves to the bit of land over here. I think I definitely have to say the French Empire is looking pretty damn good after that. Look at all this extra stuff we now own. And yes, I did take India. Oh, and I guess, yeah, here's the final factions, by the way. It's definitely a tense world between the Europe Alliance, which only has Turkey in it, which if you're counting them as European, You know, that's a bit of contention right there. And then the Benelux. I did set the Benelux to actually go down the EU path, but it doesn't, yeah, look, they never did it. They never became the EU, which is kind of sad, but it is kind of funny. They went ahead and actually did become a bit of a power. They did join in with the Soviets there, and they pushed into Hungary. They didn't get anything though, but yeah, the Benelux, I guess the non-aligned nations of Europe have their own stuff. Oh, and my favorite faction, of course, you cannot forget about the Brotherhood of the Middle East between Iraq and the Dominican Republic. Yeah, it's funny. I like to think that they were at some sort of, you know, United Nations assembly post-war, saw each other's mustaches, and were like, yeah, we could be best friends. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe down below. Leave me any ideas you'd like to see me try. And there is so much more we can now do with this mod that we have plenty more to look at. But until next time, au revoir.